Hello, welcome to another video of the ongoing web development series. The best way to learn CSS is by building real websites. So today we are going to build a landing page. Before building a web page, it's a good idea to take a look at sample designs related to that web page. I have searched for the landing page design in websites like google.com and dribble.com. Now these designs may be complex for beginners, so we aren't going to build these designs today, but from these designs you can find a nice pattern that the landing pages should have a full screen background image, navbar at the top and some text content in the middle. So taking these facts into consideration, I have built a design, and this is the design of website that we are going to build today. So let me quickly set up project. I have taken this background image from pixels.com. You can search for website background in pixels.com, and this is the image that I'm going to use. You can download it and copy it to your project folder. Let me now open Sublime Text in this directory. For that you can open terminal in this directory. To open terminal in current directory on Windows, you can hold shift while right clicking and you will get option to open terminal here. You can simply type subl dot in the terminal and Sublime Text will open in the current directory. It becomes easier to write HTML if you visualize each design element of your web page as a box. So you can visualize this navbar as a box, and inside this navbar we have two more box which contains logo and navigation links, and inside this big section we have another box which contains different elements. I previously told you that div tag is used to wrap similar content, so we will use div tag to wrap these elements. Now I will write HTML according to these boxes. First of all, we have box for this navbar, so let me create div for it, and inside this navbar we have this text and navigation link. So I'm going to include text in h1 tag, and you can see that web and dev is styled differently. So I will put dev inside strong tag so that I can style it later. And for the navigation link, I'm going to put it inside unordered list. Each list item is navigation link. Now these navigation links will generally link to other websites, so let me include a tag here. For now it won't link to anywhere, so let me put hashtag here. Let me copy it 4 more times. So that's it for navbar. Now I will create a div for this big section, and you can see that we have this big section. Inside that we have another box only for the contents. So let me write next div here, and this div will have all these contents. I will wrap these two buttons in next div. Now these are buttons, but they may link to other web pages, so I will make these links. For now it won't link anywhere. Let me now open this in browser. It doesn't look very interesting right now, but we will soon add CSS and make it look cool. Now before adding CSS, I would like to add class to different divs so that it will be easier to select these individual divs while writing CSS. You can see that I have added button special to second link because this button is styled differently. Now I will add link to refer to our CSS file. I have used external CSS even though it is a single page website because it makes code clean, and nowadays every developers use external CSS. It's a good practice to use external CSS. Now first of all I will add background image to the body. You can include background image like this. Inside URL you should give the file name of photo background.jpg. Now you can see that background of our web page has been changed. Now I will select navbar and set its background color When you are just starting out, please avoid using random colors. It will be better if you use color from background image. You can pick color from your background image by using any color picker tool. You can copy its color code from here. Now previously we used color name to define color for different HTML elements. We have bunch of options to specify color in HTML. There are 140 standard color names, but to be more versatile you should use RGB or hex or HSL. Now RGB is nothing but combination of different intensities of red, green and blue color in order to produce another different colors, so that we have more possible colors and more versatility. I will link these web pages in description. You can read more about it here, but it's just another way to add color to HTML. Now the contents of navbar are aligned vertically. To align this horizontally, you can add display flex, and you can see that it is now aligned horizontally. Now giving value of flex to the display properties allows us to align the content of navbar. Let me show you what I mean by adding justify content property and giving it value of space between. You can see that now the contents of navbar are pushed to edges so that it will have space in between. We have little bit space around our navbar, that is due to the default margin and padding of body, and now we have solved the issue. Now the text and navigation link is too much close to the edge of the screen, so let me bring it to the middle by adding padding of 0 to top and bottom and 70 pixel to left and right. You may be wondering how to know that 70 pixel is right value for the padding. I have figured out that 70 pixel padding to left and right looks good by numerous hit and trials. Let me now style these navigation links. This is very small web page and we have only one unordered list, so we can select this unordered list using tag name UL, but it is always good idea to be more specific, so we can select UL which is inside navbar like so in HTML. It means that only select UL which is inside the navbar, so that only this UL will get selected. Now let me remove default styles for unordered list. These navigation links are aligned vertically, but I want it to be displayed horizontally, so I can add display flex here too. You can see that now they are aligned horizontally. Now I will select each list item and add margin to it so that there will be space between each navigation link. Let me clear default styles for anchor tag. Now I haven't selected anchor tag inside navbar here because we have anchor tags here too, and I also want to change default stylings for it. I will make its font bigger. You can see that these navigation links aren't aligned vertically. To align it vertically, you can add align items center in navbar. Now it is starting to look better. Now let me change styles for this heading. I will increase its font size. Let me make it double the size of our navigation links. I will set letter spacing to 5 pixel because I think it looks better. Now let me select strong tag. Now I want text inside this strong tag to be little bit lighter than black, so you can Google for shades of black, and I will use hex value for this dim gray. Now it looks better. When we changed font size for our H1, our navbar became too big, so let me limit its height. Now I will introduce you to the new unit, which is VH, stands for viewport height. The total height of display area of browser is 100 VH. So if we set height of navbar to be 10 VH, then the height of navbar will be 1/10th of the total height of the browser. Let me prove this to you by making it 50 VH. You can see that it now covers half of the screen. I'll change it back to 10 VH. Now I want the height of content to be rest of the height. We have 10 VH here, so we have 90 viewport height remaining. I want height of my content to be 90 VH. Now I will add display flex and align center its content. You can see that now The contrast of background image and text color isn't matching, so let me change color to white. We still cannot see the text properly, so let me add dark overlay over this background image. You can add dark overlay by assigning linear gradient in background image property. Now linear gradient must have two values. Linear gradient creates gradient according to the specified colors. Now the default direction of linear gradient is from top to bottom, but you can change it by assigning first parameter to right or left. Now you can see that it goes from right to left. Linear gradients are also cool background, but I want to show you how to add dark overlay. So let me remove this direction, as we want our gradient to be from top to bottom. Instead of these opaque colors, I want to add transparent dark overlay. RGBA is just like RGB, but its fourth parameter is alpha value, which defines opacity of the color. So this is a black color with opacity of 0.5. You can see that we now have transparent dark overlay. We can also make any element transparent by specifying opacity property. Now we can see that it is 20% transparent and 80% opaque. We align the items to center, but this content is still of full width, so it is not coming in the middle. I intentionally didn't give any class to this div because I wanted to show you how to target divs without any class. When we select element like content div here, it will not only select this div, it will also select this div, because this div too is inside the content, and this selector will select every div which is inside the content. So to select this specific div, you can use greater than operator here. Now it will select only the divs that are direct children of this content. So this div is direct children of content and it will get selected. Let me make its width 50% and it will come in the middle. Now I will style these headings and paragraphs. I will make its font bigger. Now let me also make this paragraph bigger. I'll set its font size to 20 pixel and I'll increase line height for it so that it will be easier to read. Let me increase its font size little bit. Now this space is due to the default margin provided by the browser. I think I should decrease this, and now it looks better. I will style the buttons now. For the background color, I will use same color. I will make the button bigger by padding. Generally, horizontal padding of the button is higher than vertical padding so that the button will look nicer. I will also increase its font size. Now let me see how it looks in bigger screen size. I think I should add little bit margin here and text align these contents to center. Let me align text to center, and I can select this div with class of buttons and add margin top so that there will be space between this paragraph and these buttons. I think now it looks good. Let me add margin to buttons so that there will be space between these buttons, and I will style this special button. I want it to have transparent background and the border will be same as this color. For the border, I also need to specify the size and type of border, and let me also change its color to white. Now we have made our website. Let me now change the fonts by importing fonts from Google Fonts. I will import regular 400 for links and semi-bold for headings, and I will import Lato font for paragraph. I will import only regular 400. We can include reference to these fonts in CSS by copying this and pasting it to top of our CSS. I will use Montserrat font for everything, but for the paragraph I want to have font Lato. Now our website looks cool. We will add animation to these links and buttons and add more content to the website in upcoming videos. That's it for today. Don't forget to like if you appreciate the content and comment your queries. Bye bye.